Turn right onto Offside, then take the first left.
Yeah,
We're just quickly going to check what it's saying, just to see, in general, what other faults there is on the car.
So it's a sort of a check to see or there's maybe anything that might pop up.
If there's something different or whatever it has given over time, or whatever, because it still logs all the faults.
Okay.
So
actually we're going to pick up these.
Well,
more or less.
More or less, yeah.
We'll have a good idea what's going on.
So we'll see if there's something that's picked up. Let's say last week sometime, just either a dip in the system, or and it will pick up something.
It will pick up the overheating now.
Maybe, maybe. These cars don't have a lot of sensors on them that will pick up on the overheating as such. A lot of the newer cars will actually, that's got quite a lot more sensors that will actually pick up the sensor overheated or whatever. But on the older cars, like on the Disco 2s, not really. They're not that advanced with a whole bunch of sensors picking up all of that. But let's see what we find.
So you plug it into the car.
Plastic plug's located underneath. It's a normal OBD2 port. And plug it in, make some noise. Let's see. Right. And then we switch on the ignition so it can run the whole system. Right. It logged about 13 faults. All working in the direction of the outlet valve and the internal supply and whatnot. So it also picked up engine speed failure, which is to do with when the traction control and stuff does pick up. So yeah, but let's have a look. It's quite possibly the shuttle valve that's giving an issue there. It does mine, especially with readings that it's not getting sufficiently. So let's have a look. This is an ABS pump, and it's got solenoids and sensors inside, which is also worked in this direction around here on the back side, which in turn works with the shuttle valve and all of that. So what we're going to do first is really disconnect the plugs. We're going to loosen the pump, lift it up so you can work underneath. It's a bit of a tricky job because you don't want to necessarily loosen the pipes and cause yourself some extra work. So yeah, let's see what we find. When you disconnect or when you do have a problem, sometimes just check for any corrosion on the plugs. It does tend to get a little bit of water in its lifetime, so just check. Maybe it's a bad connection, but this one we have checked before, so there is no corrosion on the plugs itself. We'll just move it out the way. On the back side there's another power supply plug which we also unplug. This one here. Now I've had them before where it's actually made a very bad connection, what we call a hot connection, and it actually burns the plug. So then you've got you have to fix the plug again.
That one look good.
Yeah, this one is still 100%. Okay. That's right. There's 3 little bolts, or nuts, sorry. So we loosen them quickly. Right. And another one. Yep. Right, let's just move them out the way nicely. Okay, so now it's a bit of a tough one. There we go. Take the rubbers off so we don't lose them. Oh, come on. Right, these are just damping rubbers, so the pump doesn't vibrate itself to another Bolivian. So yeah, that's when we put them back, we'll give it a bit of grease on top of it. Right. No. Right. don't know if you can see very clearly this black section here. That's where the, sorry about that, that's where the shuttle valve sits. So just need to see what tool we need for underneath, then we can loosen it up. 4 Allen key. There's a little plug that you have to unplug as well, so don't just yank it off. Right, I can let go on that one. Right, this is what we call the shuttle valve, where everything connects and it gets the power and signals through to do whatever it needs to do. Now, as you can see on this one, there's already quite a bit of cracks in the wiring system here, and there where the isolation is starting to disintegrate, but it shouldn't be such a massive problem that. So let's see what we can organize with this. Right, this is only what the solenoid switch looks like on the back side, so one can have a look and see if it hasn't got any cracks on the epoxy surface there as well, where it might have been causing an issue. So yeah, let's see, let's connect our new little wires and see what we can come up with. Put it back together and check it out.
Things, a lot of things.
If you go to work,
Yeah.
something like that.
And if you take those pipes off, you cause yourself a lot of work.
Just grease the little rubbers, so it can go on nicely, and then with the normal grease. And then what we also use is, which I try and do on pretty much any bolt, this is what we call nickel compound, or what a lot of people know as copper slip. It's an anti-rust corrosion, or anti-rust, sorry, paste that you put on the threads itself to just manipulate extra rust, and it helps with what you call it?
Corrosion, anti-corrosion.
Yeah, never mind the corrosion. It just smoothens out the threads. Yeah, so the nuts and the bolts, they tend to turn a lot easier, especially when you start having steel bolts on aluminum surfaces. That can be a bit of a problem. You don't necessarily want rust there, because they tend to eat the thread and cross thread, and then you sit with spectacular new problems. Okay, so now we're quickly gonna do the earth. Now, yeah, right. Now the 2 wires, one goes to earth and one we're gonna splice in shortly into the harness here on this plug to override the system. And once that is done, we're gonna connect everything, give it a test and see if it works. It's a yellow wire with a green tracer. It's got a little green stripe on it. The actual wire is yellow. So we've got our one earth wire, and the other one we're going to connect to that wire there. Splice it in, connect it there, and yeah, that's about it. All connected. Close up the actual casing, so everything stays together. Right, plug everything back in. So, right, now to see, or not to see. Cool. Now let's I can give it a start, see if it wants to switch off, and if it does, then we'll just do another diagnostic check on it and then clear the fault codes and take it for a test drive and see what happens. I'll switch it off. Right, I don't know if you can see very nicely. We used to have 3 lights, which we call the 3 Amigos, that was on, and after the repairs on the shuttle valve, sorry, we switch on the ignition. So far it's registering, all the lights are off, so now we're just going to recheck on the diagnostics, clear the faults, and once that's done we'll take it for a drive and see if it wants to switch on again. So far so good, so everything's working the way it should.